Hey, yo, this is Sean Paul. I just did my latest interview with Zach Sang. Seen? You can check me out on it. We talk about many different things. My latest single with Tove and a whole heap of different stuff. Big up.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
By the way, while Mr. Sean Paul gets ready, this interview is being sponsored by Total Wireless. There's never been a better time to make the switch to Total Wireless. Total Wireless, total confidence. Yo, Sean Paul is in the building.
Hey.
An honor.
Same here. Again.
Dude, you're here for good reason because you have things going on.
I'm here to see the cat.
By the way, the cat missed you.
I like the cat.
He has welcoming eyes, doesn't he?
Yeah, man.
By the way, the last time we caught up, like, you came into this room and we covered a lot. We covered a lot of history. We covered a lot of impact. And we covered a lot of... honestly, I felt like we covered everything you had done up until that moment. But,
cool.
But based on what's going on with Tove Lo, 2020 means something different.
Yeah, man. 2020 means plenty, you know? It's a whole new decade, man. It's, you know what I mean? Newness, freshness, and yeah, what kind of style.
Who comes to who with this record? Do you go to Tove? Does Tove come to you?
I went to Tove. I wrote it with a girl named Nija, who has written many songs for a lot of different artists. And she was coming up with a hook, and a lot of people thought I was going to go booty call with it. Calling. I mean, booty call style. But this one, I kind of just felt, you know, my family. I felt unity, and I was like, every time I call on them, they're ready for me, selflessly. Every time they call on me, same thing. So it can mean a lot of different things to people because love is love. You know what I'm saying? You can love many different things. You can love your girl. You can love your dude. You can love your family. So this song really came out of being loving my family and just the people around me, my friends and my fans. And I hope it means that to a lot of other people too.
So when you sit down to craft a record like this,
yeah,
your definition of love has changed over the years.
Yeah, there's things you love, and then there is love you feel.
Interesting.
I think, yeah.
And the family is a love you feel?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I love things like, yeah, there's the bling and the flashing lights. Those are nice things to boost your ego and all of that, and just give you certain amount of vibes. But euphoric love for your family is more a deep thing. You know what I mean?
It's different.
Yeah, and it's selfless. It's like, as I said in the song, I'll be there to give you what you need. I support your causes selflessly. So it's like, I see you struggling, and I'm coming to help you. You know what I mean?
But like when you go in to the studio or to the session, do you go in with very focused, very poignant stories of your love to your family?
No, this just happened. Like, as I said, when we heard the hook, finally we were working on it, and I gave her a few lines to go in the hook. Like, I'll be on time just like you expect me to. And she was like, expect me to? That's interesting. Okay, and she put that in. And all the time I'm thinking of family. And everybody else in the studio is thinking, oh, he's going to go booty call. Like, he expect her to pick up and let's get with it. And yeah, because I do a lot of music like that. Hook up music, you know?
Yeah,
and
totally. That's
party music and thing. And this one was just, I just felt a little different. As we spoke about last time, I believe, I lost my pops. And so it was him I was thinking about, and my wife supporting me, and my mom and my brother supporting me and doing things that helped me to keep doing what I'm doing now and grieve at the same time. I had space for all of that because they supported my causes selflessly. You know what I mean?
But living that reality and allowing your reality to authentically inspire the music you make has allowed you to kind of transition and to evolve.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been a deep thinker for a long time, but it's now coming out in lyrics in terms of it's meaning something for me to say that. Before I like, when I think of a conscious effort to put in a song, a lot of times I would think, Buju Banton probably said it better. Bob Marley probably said it better. Because it was things that I knew, but I hadn't kind of felt the need to put it in a song. Where I come from in terms of how I spit, what I do, is more about entertaining people. It's more about, ever since I started, it's more about people going, oh, wow, you could do that. Wow, that's wicked. And so party vibes and just keeping people on an up energy basis. You know what I mean?
Are you now looking to balance the two, where you like tell a real story while still keeping people hooked?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah.
But mainly I've been doing, a lot more hookup music, party music, and that's just where I come from, especially when I hear the rhythm track. This rhythm was hit by Banks and Ranks, big up to them. And it is dancehall, but it has certain elements to it that just made me start thinking different things. And of course, because of, the stage of life where what I was going through and stuff, and, you're right. It's a form of growth to be able to express that way without thinking, I should go this direction or that direction. I just did what I felt.
Yeah, you did you. In that moment, like whatever you felt over the collection of moments over the last months, whatever.
It was really easy to write too. And when I came out, everybody was like, yo, I didn't expect you to go that direction, but this one really hits in a deep place, so it felt good.
When you're in a session with people, do you share where you're going with the song with them, or do you just go into the booth and let it go? Like,
I go let it go.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's more about just capturing what's on my mind. And then there's people in the studio, and they're kind of listening, and it surprises them what I'm saying, because they don't know where I'm getting it from. Neither do I. It's just coming to mind. And then there's things that they might also help to add to that story. So it's a symbiotic thing. A lot of people say, they just write on their own, and I think that's great. But also, it's a bubble.
Yeah.
So while you are telling us about your life, there's times where other things can inspire you. Like what Niger was doing, it just inspired me that way. And it was inspiring everybody else in the building to think, oh, he's going to go, with the Budakal type of song.
But no, in turn, what you were inspired to go in a totally different direction.
Yeah, it's just the mood I was in, and the chords of the rhythm, how it was going, and how we kind of pinpointed a couple people, and I've been checking out Tove for a long time.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's dope.
Does she add anything when it comes to writing?
She did. There's a part of the bridge that she did, and just like her ad-libs all over it, just made the song even more pop. Stuff that I wouldn't think of to do. And she was like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, damn, that's dope. So, and that's the reason I chose her. With all the songs that you hear that I do, that I reach out to the artists that are collabs, it's like, it's up to their interpretation of it. And I try out different people sometimes, and we're like, all right, this one hits. This one really feels good. So,
how many people did you try out for this record?
A couple. It was like 2 or 3.
Really?
And yeah, and all those people are very talented in their own right. It's just that she just hit it on the nail for me. That's happened to me too, where other artists have been like, yo, hit something on this, and I do it, and then I hear the song comes out without me, and I'm like, all right, maybe they didn't like what I did.
Is that what makes it okay for you to do it to somebody else? Because you've been through it.
I just think art is art. Music is, it's supposed to reflect life. So you plan your life, but also life happens. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I want it to be like that. I don't. It's it's part of business too, and so I don't let it be like too. Especially if you wrote it, then I can understand you being like, yo, how could you leave me off of what I wrote?
This is mine.
But if when I write it with someone else and I'm kind of trying to pinpoint who it is, I don't mind picking and choosing it. The songs I was left off of, I wrote it, so I probably have a more right to.
Yeah, you're pissed. You deserve to be pissed.
But I get it though. It's the flavor of things sometimes, and whatever works the best for whoever's kind of steering the tune on the ship. So, yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Who else laid vocals down on this record?
You know what? I don't even want to say, because they're. I don't want people to feel, and that's part I keep like.
Yeah, and
yeah, I keep knowing that they hit it up, but they didn't. I personally didn't like it, and it's funny because some of these demo girls, like even Nija, she doesn't want to be an artist, but when she sang the demo, we didn't want nobody else to do it. We were like, yo, this sounds dope.
I feel like that probably happens quite often.
That does happen. Like with Sia, she sang Titanium as a demo, and David Guetta didn't want to let it go. He was like, this is amazing.
Why would you change it? Because the emotions that somebody feels in that moment are sometimes hard to duplicate.
Yeah. There's a saying in old dancehall circles that sometimes that first cut, even if you did a mistake, like that's what people, we need to keep that one. So sometimes, and it keeps it sounding raw and the energy feeling real.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes those mistakes, like, they matter.
Yeah, they do.
And they can make the difference.
So I don't throw away. Yeah, I don't throw away any of my takes. So we have them. Do stuff with if we need to.
For how long? Like how far back?
There's memory on the computer, so there's stuff.
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but if you watch, you know what I got to do. I got to talk to you about ASU. If you, beautiful human, are considering going back to school, you really should ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits that you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Hello. ASU offers over 200 highly ranked degree programs, 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree that you would on campus from wherever you are, totally on your schedule. Complete flexibility. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. If you want more information, text my name, Zach, to 35517 so you can learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates and why 87% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. This is no joke. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU Online degrees, just text my name, Zach, to 35517. That is ZACH to 35517. I'm sorry.
What's the secret to a good collaboration? Because you nail it every single time.
Thank you, bro. I just try to get into the song. Like I try to, there's some songs where I try to do the opposite of what the person said. Like Breathe, Blue Cantrell. She's got to let it breathe. And I'm like, yo, what's life supposed to be about if we arguing all the time? So I came from the man's perspective and the other person's perspective. And then there's songs like Baby Boy where I was like kind of complimenting what she was saying. I wasn't going against it. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? So it just depends, man. And again, it's not something that I started out my career thinking I'm going to be a great collab artist. It's not something that someone trained me in. It's just stuff that I noticed and my thoughts evolved to be able to connect with stuff like that. So it's nothing that you could actually teach somebody, I don't think. In reggae music, there's something called a cheque. In the guitar, cheque. You know that cheque?
No.
And the guitars, most reggae songs have a cheque.
Oh, like that's like the baseline beat.
Cheque. Yeah, it's like a guitar, and they call it a cheque. But it's sometimes a little... Like the string ain't holding properly. It's not exactly that chord. It's like that chord with something else going in it. And because it's played so quickly, you don't really hear it, but you do feel it.
Yeah.
And those reggae musicians find it hard to explain to a guitar player that doesn't usually play reggae that he's not giving it the raw energy. The mistake in it is not there. And the mistake is kind of just like, I guess, what real life is. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So instead of being all on track like a train has to be, you kind of have a little chaos going on, which just reminds your brain of the universe, I guess.
It's
Chaotic.
not off the track, but it's just a little wobbly.
Yeah.
And that is like, you do have a way of complimenting records.
Mm-hmm.
It is political, right? When a feature artist starts a song, as opposed to it starting with the first build artists, right?
I don't know. I think that's what we do in dancehall. It's been a toasting thing. So how the music started again was like, people in the dance and the dude take the flip side of the record, which is just the rhythm and a bit of vocals here and there, and he sing in between that vocals and he just freestyle what's happening. So he would intro it also, and it comes from being the DJ, actually introing the music. So when I start a track, it's usually just reminiscent of what we do, of what we've done in, past in Jamaica and what we still do. We intro the record. We set it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there more pressure when you're one, do you have the ability to start a song you're featured on or not, or do they kind of tell you what they want?
Most times people want me to do it.
Yeah.
People want me to, you know what I mean?
You get it going.
This is Sean Paul alongside. And I don't think there's been one or two times that maybe I wasn't in the intro because, or I'm in there with other people just doing ad-libs. But mostly I've been asked to start it. I've been told I have a unique voice, so maybe that's the reason.
What do you think the most unique thing about you is?
Wow, most unique thing. I think I'm a diverse thinker in terms of I don't lock myself in the box of being the dancehall reggae DJ, although I am, and that encompasses me being the artist. But I'm many other things. I play water polo. I try to play tennis.
You attempt.
I'm back at home producing my own self, trying to build rhythms, trying to evolve in that direction. Little things that I think about and I have to do on a daily basis. I don't know if most artists I don't know. I don't know much about many other artists, so I can't really say that. But I think that's a unique thing about me, that I've tried to conquer many different areas in life, and even building right now. We just finished building, and I'll never do it again. There's the job of maintenance now.
Did you build in Jamaica?
Yeah, build in Jamaica. That's and it's a lot.
Are you a landlord?
No, I'm not a landlord. I built a complex for myself and my fam.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, getting involved in all of that and actual kind of not decorating, but actual plans of the house, like what it was gonna be like in each room. Actually drew it out on my iPad with a 3D app that it's easy to do. But I did it, and I was going through it with the architect and got that deep into it, which going through rooms with a 3D thing.
That's great.
So yeah, it turned out pretty much almost exactly like how I had it in the iPad. So
what?
But just a lot.
You drew your dream house on an iPad.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
I do have time on planes sometimes.
Is there a genre you haven't conquered yet that you want to?
No, but I do want to be a better producer for people and mentor artists better. Ching Ching is an artist who I signed to put out albums for, and then I'm trying to give him his career some shine, and also just produce a record not only for him but other people in Jamaica that would probably pop off and do something like what has happened to my career, or even Coffee, who just won a Grammy the other day. I would love to be able to produce a song like that.
Who is the next generation Sean Paul?
You can't replicate it.
Yeah, I don't know. The Coffee is very big. Shensia is huge. Those are two ladies that are doing their thing. Also, Spice has been amazing, and she's about to put out her first album. She's been a big figure in dancehall music for a while, and she's putting on her first album. So that's on the female side. I still look at Conscience as a great artist and Busy Signal.
But none of them have been you so far. Or
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that I do, and I like to think that my efforts led me here. But I think a lot too is about luck and about timing in life and just being blessed that way. So I give thanks for it, man.
Totally, because you released those records at the right time in pop culture history.
Yeah, it was just that time.
Oh, you filled a void.
Yeah.
A lot of things were sounding the same, and temperature didn't.
It was that different to people.
So what is your strategy now while you're mentoring these artists and creating music in this current 2020 climate?
I sometimes learn from them, like stuff they're doing on their IG, and I'm like, what? How do you IGTV? What? I mean, I learned these things late. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, okay. So these apps evolve, right?
Yeah.
And the things that people are doing on it, it evolves too. And so I guess I'm learning that from them, and I'm trying to put it in perspective while giving them some parts of the route that I know from when that didn't exist.
Yeah.
To try put those two worlds together, because I still believe that, the way how things were back in the day, it led to this. So there's magic in it, there's gold in it, and you have to know your history to know your past. So mentoring artists, I'll be like, yo, tell them stories about stuff that may have happened and the reason why it's like that, or why I see it like that now, so they can actually probably have a better attitude towards something that I see as a block for them.
Yeah.
Or actually just feel more empowered about something that I feel they're doing correctly, and go forth from there. But yeah, a couple kids. Big up Soto Bless and Rasa Jai, and Chiching Ching, as I said.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Keep the history going.
Back to you being, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But back to you being you and how great you are at what you're doing. Didn't you just get an order of distinction back in Jamaica? And you're the youngest person to do that in your category.
I didn't know I was the youngest person.
That's what I read. I heard that you are the youngest in your field to be so recognized.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, that's an amazing feeling. And what I started to do these songs for was just the culture itself. I wanted to take part in it. Now, back in the school days, when people used to be beating on the desk and making rhythms, I was always like, you jump in and give 4 lines, or even try to manage doing 3. And, so it kind of feels like that, or it felt like that in the beginning. Like, I just want to say my piece and have people understand some part of me. You know what I mean? And to be recognized now just because I wanted to be involved, that's it. Is an amazing thing. Big up to whoever put me on the list and voted for me, and people calling me commander now is funny, because
I love that.
I get this
Is that
in
the
commander
title?
class. Yeah, distinction of honor in the commander class, which is pretty high, they say. One of the biggest honors that you could get as someone being creative at home. So
That's amazing.
pretty cool. Jamaica has given me so much in terms of, it was my birthplace, place that I still live, and I'm growing my kids up now in, but also the culture that does evolve and does change and does encompass so much different things, like just influences from all over the world. 'Cause we're a small island, so things affect us in a deep way. Like, small communities that you might know, things might just change the whole way everything happens there.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's so crazy of a culture. So, such a small dot. Like, when I look at the map and see how small Jamaica is and how much influence we have in sports and in music alone, and in just great thinking like Marcus Garvey. It's just amazing to me.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Why is it important for you to raise your kids in Jamaica?
Because I came from there, and I want to take part in the culture and in the history of what happens there, and be the change. A lot of people say that saying, but it's better on the other side for them. So they move away. It's economic reasons for whatever. But I went through living in Jamaica in the early 80s, which was really, really crazy in terms of political violence and a lot of things that were still being sorted out in everybody in the society. And I've been through seeing ladies fight over bags of rice in those days on the shelf. Like, there was rations back that time. And so I came to see a greater day, a brighter day. And those were the times when a lot of people were leaving Jamaica, going, to England or to here in the States, where they could try to make a better life, which I understand too. But because I lived through that, and you know, nothing bad. I mean, I've seen bad things happen all over the place. If anything, it made me more aware. And I want my kids to at least have that culture. They can decide if they want to go away. I mean, I would love to own a place that's nice and ranchy in somewhere foreign one day. But I keep working towards that. For now, I have my little ranch at home, and you know, love the culture there still and love the people. So
Listen, I feel like you can get a nice ranch anywhere you want.
yeah.
I think you've had a lot of success.
I'm being a little modest, but yeah. I just ain't ready for the headache. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot, bro.
Well, you know now after you're building
Exactly.
that it's a lot of work you got to put into it. You don't want to do it again.
Even to own cars and stuff, bro. It's too much for me.
Yeah, you were telling us last time you were here afterwards, you were talking about the jewelry and the cars. You're like, you have the necklace you wear, but you don't really buy that type of stuff.
No, not much anymore. Like, the reason I did start buying stuff like this was, you know, there was times where, sorry, in the early days, I helped out a lot of people. And after a few years, I was like, you know, I helped out this person and that person and let this and that happen for them, and that's great. And I felt proud of myself and, you know, like a better human being. And then I'm like, but I could have done all of this, you know what I mean? So let me do that once or twice here and there.
Yeah,
So
reward yourself.
Yeah, I'm not exorbitant with it, and I still have the same car I have.
That's right.
I've had it for a while now.
That is, we were talking about it the last time. That's ridiculous.
What kind of car is it?
It's a Nissan Armada, and I've had it from 2007.
What?
Yeah,
Run it into the ground.
Yeah, I wanted to get the new one, but I don't love the shape. I don't love the shape of the new
Changed
how
it.
they went. So I kind of like, I'm getting used to it, I guess. So I like how the car drives, and you know, I put a big set in it. I like a big sound system.
Crazy speakers.
Yeah, and it gets me where I need to go, and I love it. You know what I mean?
If it ain't broke, why fix it?
That's for me. You know what I mean?
Has your sense of fulfillment changed over the years? Because I feel like, you're definitely fulfilled being a dad and having a family.
For sure.
But I feel like there's a sense of wanting you to see a better day for everybody in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And to be a part of the movement and the force that kind of brings change to an entire country.
I often have you know, just had dreams of the future where we are good, which is, you know what I mean, I think that's kind of probably utopian for people, like, let's all be all good. It's not always all good, but we can try, and I like to be that person who tries to see a better day. You know, there was something that happened in Kingston the other day. We have there's some parts of the city in Montego Bay and in kind of Spanish Town that's near Kingston they get zoned. So people, it's like a curfew.
Okay.
Because of bad things happening in the area, right? So soldiers and police go hold it down, and they were talking about how what something that happened with someone and how he dealt with it with the police, and he put them on blast on Instagram, like, and they were checking him. He was in the zone, and you know, they were saying he went on like an hour, and I was like, yeah, I get it, but he was saying actually something true, because he was saying in the beginning of it, like, you're not even gonna ask me for my ID.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's normal. You know, when police come to my neighborhood, they kick me off the bench, and they don't ask questions. Then they ask questions after they've kicked me off the bench, pointing guns at me. That's what this kid was saying, and I'm like, that's not normal, bro. And he's like, it's normal, and I'm like, nah, it ain't. It
shouldn't be normal.
It's only normal because we're in a state of emergency in those areas.
Yeah.
But you should never feel, and I was saying to him, it's sad because you should never feel that that's how they should behave to you. So, not to bash the police in my country, they go through a lot. But at the point in time, I was saying to them, you know, it should be, if you ain't a criminal, right, then it should be easy enough to say, here's my credentials. Mm-hmm. I'm driving in my car or whatever, borrowed car, sanctioned, but whatever. But if you have something to hide, no, that's something that you have to think about. And things like that, just kind of is me being the change, like trying to change their thinking that that's just normal. It ain't normal to be imprisoned when you're free, because that's what that kind of is. And the reason why that's happening, because there's too much bad shit going on.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand why they're thinking like that, but I want them to know that if certain things stop, then that you can really see that that's not normal.
So will you meet with the heads of state of Jamaica?
I would love to. I was told one time that the honorable bro God want to chat to me, and he's talked to a lot of entertainers. We call the prime minister the honorable bro God, or he calls himself that.
The honorable bro God?
Yeah, because
Is that like a legitimate title?
it's a talk. It's a talk in Jamaica where kids say to each other like, "You're my brother, and you're like a god to me. I look up to you, bro God. What's up?" So
He's the honorable bro God.
somebody called him that once, and he was like, "What?" And he just took it on as his moniker, I guess, as his name. And
Is he young? Is he old?
he's relatively young. I don't, he's a little older than me, I guess, couple like within 10 years. But yeah, very forward thinker. So I would love to speak to him about stuff that I think has been overlooked in the music for us. And there's a lot of conferences that go on now, and I didn't attend. I wasn't able to attend. But again, I would probably like to speak to someone like that, that's at the top.
Totally.
To just give my opinion and my perspective of what we're doing right and what we could change. Yeah.
Manifest it. This conversation needs to happen.
Yeah, man.
You go.
I have a question. So
Go.
last time you were here, you gave us the intro of Like Glue. Could you do temperature for us today?
Yeah, man. Temperature. Oh, no, 5 minutes and 40 noise short in there. So I'm going to give it to them.
Just watching you go through the lyrics.
Yeah, I don't remember it. All right. The girl, them skillachi. Somebody give it to all girls. 5 million and 40 naughty shorty.
Wow.
All girls, baby girl. Somebody tell them, well, I'm on the way there. Yeah.
I was going to let him keep going.
Thank you.
How often do people come up to you and bring that up?
A lot.
Yeah.
People come up to me and say, so me go to them, and
Dan's been walking around this entire place saying that all day, getting prepared for this.
But that's what, do you understand the impact you've had on so many people?
It's generations too. So sometimes it's trippy for me. Because my niece and her friends, and then my mom and her friends, all have certain songs they like from me. And they all both have certain songs they should never listen to. But yeah, I mean, the demographic is crazy, and I've been blessed that way, man. I can't complain about that at all. And yeah, it feels special to know that there's people who didn't know about just simple sayings in Jamaica or words that they've now been turned on to that through just me doing what I do. Me wanting to take part in the culture and emulating people who I thought were great and coming up with just a new thing,
Do you have an album coming?
Nah, working on singles, and I'm producing now. So I produced a rhythm earlier this year in January, just released. So we're still in the mode of promoting.
Cool.
And it's called No Caption. So that's out there and under Dirty Rock Productions. Y'all could check it out. I tweet about it, I Instagram about it very often. But yeah, that's a rhythm, and I'll be dropping another one soon. So it features other artists like Beanie Man and people like Busy Signal and young kid named Kemar Icon. Shensia is going to be on the next rhythm that comes out in the end of, I'd say, May, April.
What's the difference between those records and what you release, Calling on Me with Tove?
I think that, I don't do writing sessions for my songs on those rhythms. Like my song on this rhythm called No Caption is called Big Things. And it was just me freestyling, just exactly what that's what I hear on the track.
Got it.
With the ones with Tove, I'm collaborating with other people.
And it's strategic. And
their perspective is bouncing off of me, and I'm getting to a different place than I would and same thing with them.
Got it.
So it's just more collaborative in that way. And as I said before, it's great when you write by yourself, and be in that bubble. But to be in there all the time is something that I try not to do, and break out and do things with people like Tove and Dua Lipa and others. You know.
That album you had with all those collaborations was phenomenal.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's one of my favorite bodies of work.
I appreciate it, man.
You really have changed music for the better. I have played your songs countless times during my middle school days while DJing middle school dances and 8th grade graduations. I mean, I've had more grind trains.
Yeah, you got me in a lot of trouble in middle school. A lot of trouble.
It is so crazy.
Dope.
I just want to make sure that your legacy, your energy, but really the energy of the genre of music in your country that you represent lives on forever.
Myself, man. I appreciate that.
Dude, I
Appreciate that. I mean, I often think, like, will it be around in 40 years? Will people really remember my name in that time?
What do you think?
Right now it seems definitely for sure. But like, I remember songs 40 years ago, my kids have no idea what that is. And many generations probably don't know, and they'll discover maybe. But I guess that's why everybody's being so outlandish nowadays. You know what I mean? They want to be remembered, and I do too. But I just have a little hitch when it comes on to just being so forward with everything as an artist. I think it's important in the music when I'm doing it, when I'm feeling it, when I'm on stage, when I'm recording it. But I still have to get used to walking into a place and going, oh wow, and it's going on my Instagram. I'm going, yo, dude's here, and it's like, to me that feels like an invasion of privacy.
Totally.
So I
Because, by the way, it's different. Like, and by the way, you can still have records that like totally break mainstream and are heard everywhere, but you've had so many songs that just due to the quality of the art that you've put out there has risen to the greatest heights. You didn't need to do any Instagram bull squash or TikTok nonsense.
Well, that's happening now.
Yeah, that get busy challenge, right?
Get busy challenge is out on TikTok now happening. Bam, 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 bam. I'm like, where did this come from? I got people asking me, where did that remix come from? I really have no idea. So it's funny how the things take on a life of its own. So
quality of the art, though.
Yeah, so probably through that and how these apps evolve, I'll be used as memes and ads in 40 years, maybe. Or maybe I'll still be kicking it on the dance floor. I hope so, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
You dance to your own music if it comes on in the club?
I do. People always ask me, yo, you don't feel shy? You don't feel like weird? And I did back in the day, but now I'm like, hell yeah, that's me. Dope.
Why is there a new sense of pride today that you didn't have before?
Back then, I was trying to prove it to my own self.
Yeah.
And so I had no time to stop and be like, yeah, that's what I did. I was always worried that it wouldn't be enough and that I wouldn't be able to last the hour and a half on a stage show, or that I wouldn't be able to give someone something to shake their booty to again. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you thought it was gonna be over.
Yeah, so I just like buried my head back into what I know was working, and now it's kind of like I'm on top of all of that. I've done it so many times that it's I wouldn't say it's easy, but I'm not I don't have as much anxiety about proving to myself. I've proved it to myself and to a lot of people, and it feels just like I'm walking into work, like I'm walking into the bit, like when you're trying to get a sponsor for your show and you're doing practice podcasts or something like that, and then someone hears it and believes in you, and you start to you feel more like this is just
the public validated you throughout the years, so now you can listen and kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
As opposed to thinking, will I be able to do it again?
Yeah, which is what still goes through my mind, but it's not with the amount of anxiety that I used to have. I used to have a lot of anxiety, but I never get to me in terms of, what I've seen happen to other people. But
you're secure.
Yeah, it does get to you though, even if you're secure. And again, it's something that my mom told me. Artwork is up and down, and people are gonna judge you. And Steely and Clevie, they told me a crazy story about the ladder and the grease. You know?
By the way, like that is very true. To do anything in the art field is very challenging.
It is. But if you love it, like if you're good at it, but you don't love it, that's something else. But if you love it, and even if you're not good at it, that's beautiful.
Yeah, because that allows for consistency. So if you're
growth.
smart, you'll figure it out. Yeah.
And it allows for growth too. So.
Totally. Yeah. Sean Paul.
All right.
What an energy. You got any more
Respect.
questions?
No, it's a comment. I hope to see another Rihanna Sean Paul collab sometime soon.
Me too, man. She's doing a dancehall album, and kudos to her. You know what I mean? She calls it dancehall. There's a lot of people that do it, and they don't class it as dancehall. They just class it as their new music. So her doing that is, to me, cementing to people, oh, there's a genre that it needs the respect to be said, I'm doing that as an album.
But how can she do dancehall without you?
I don't know. That she's taking a long time to do it, so maybe she's saving the best for last.
Okay.
Didn't she ask somebody recently to send in records?
Oh, yeah. She said that. I forget what that story was. I forget who it is.
It was a dance hall artist, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's been a lot of people doing stuff with her.
They've been trying.
Yeah. I personally, I mean, I don't like to knock on your door like as a salesman, like in that respect.
Like
I
you're selling knives?
Yeah. I
Vacuum?
like to show what I can do, and then you turn around and go, hey, I need that.
Let them
I
come
need
to
that
you.
knife seller.
I like that man's knives.
Yeah,
He's had
exactly.
many sharp knives over the years.
The seat. Come on.
Sean Paul,
Double
you're
blade.
amazing, dude. Thanks for the
bro.
energy.
Thank you.
Love and appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey, beautiful human, thanks for watching our full interview, but I get it. Like, a full interview is a lot. So we got a clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.